I think it'll be better in Spanish. So if anybody can translate, anybody? Um, First of all, this easiest part I'm going to say in English. First of all, thank you so much, sisters and Father, for this beautiful rosary dedicated to Our Lady, who is our mother, and the mother of everything that we are and everything that we have. Particularly, the mother of our charism, of Marianization, the original grace of our institute, Marianization. And from there, everything departs. From there, we depart. Our vocation departs. Our vocation is supposed to be an enfleshment of Our Lady. And maybe we're so used to saying it, but it's the greatest gift that we can ever receive. To be a living image and presence of our Blessed Mother and of her motherhood towards the Church, the universal Church, and every soul. I think that I've been saying it since last Monday that we are living in a particular time of Marianization and maximization. And I think one of the proof is that we have 21 girls coming to the Pia retreat, which I would like, I'm going to ask Sister Grace to send you the names so each one of you can adopt spiritually one of the girls and pray for them through the week. It's part of exercising our maternity over vocations. There's so much I could say, but everything I'm going to say is about Our Lady. And there's no greater gift than to know that she's our mother and that we are the fruit of her blessed womb. That our vocation comes from her womb, our vocation comes from her heart, and that she is our teacher, our model, our formator. And that's precisely the gift that we can give to the Church. There's many religious in the Church, but the gift that we the servants give is the gift of being the image of Our Lady, to serve like Our Lady, to teach like Our Lady, to be a mother like Our Lady to the many souls in the different ministries and missions that the Lord entrusts to us. The whole time that we were praying the Rosary, I kept praying for vocations, not only because I think that what Our Lady desires of us requires more sisters, and that is being confirmed in so many ways, especially in the last months. The last 2 months has been very much confirmed that Our Lady needs to really build the constellation of stars to create her crown. And the crowns of Our Lady and the triumphs of Our Lady are always the triumphs of the Church, not only the triumph, of course, of our Lord. But I've been seeing Our Lady working and acting in ways that are surprising, but very profound, touching every star, at least the ones that I know. And so that means that she's going to be, once they are realized fully, then she's going to begin to finish the 12 stars. But that requires of us a big responsibility. This is not only my vocation, this is not only my call, even though it's unique and exclusive and no one can share it in the cross as I share, no one can share in the life as I share, but because it's not mine, it's hers. But it's a responsibility of all the sisters. We are the mothers of this work of God. And in so many ways we see the Lord acting and moving and expanding the tent. And the tent is us. The tent is our womb. The tent is our hearts. When you prayed for me and I was resting in the Spirit, I had a beautiful vision, which is very meaningful being today. It was a big white butterfly. And why did I say it's meaningful? Because the sign of my mother, before she died, she said, I will be in every white butterfly, which I haven't seen many, just in 2 occasions after her death. But I didn't see just a white butterfly. I saw a big one. It was very big. The wings were humongous. And I knew it was not my mother. I knew it was through the intercession of my mother, but I knew it was a lady. And it was not just flying over me. She was flying in total freedom. She was going up. And I understood at that moment that a lady was asking of me, and therefore of you, in whatever way and shape and form it takes of my daughters, was asking me to fly, and to fly high. And so I was praying while I was resting, Mother, give me the wings, give me the fullness of the wings, so I can fly with freedom, and I can fly high, where you want this Carrie-san to go. And I know she was flying very joyfully. There was a moment when I was smiling because the butterfly was smiling in total freedom. And like she was going to heaven, but it was more than going to heaven. It was going to the heights of where the Lord intends this Carrie-san to go. And the big wings for me represented the expansion of the Carrie-san and all that are supposed to, as Father was saying today, the family, and be embraced. Because the movement was like this. It was like this. So, we have to see how Our Lady develops the butterfly, but I think it was my mother who interceded from heaven for this grace to be received today, and that's all I want. Something I realized, and when we were praying the rosary, I was crying for that, is I'm 57. The majority of my life has been lived. In reality, well, we never know. I can die tonight, tomorrow, or in 30 years, only the Lord knows. But the majority of my life has been lived. And my life with a strength, even though I don't know where the Lord gives me strength to do whatever I have to do. So I was asking the Lord, whatever you need me to do while I am here on earth, let it happen quickly, because I need to dedicate and give my life to it. And I said, I'm sorry, Lord, for the ways that the devil blocked so many ways and created obstacles to go slowly. And I don't think it's time to go slowly. I think it's time to go faster, to go with a determined pace. And one of the requirements for the wings are my daughters and my sons. Those are 2 areas I have to be truly flying. I don't think 2 wings is a coincidence. They have to be flying together, and they have to be flying high and deep. And so this is my prayer. To be a spiritual mother, sisters, is something hard to describe. I was hearing you reading me, which I don't remember when I said. And all of that is true, but it's beyond. To be a spiritual mother is a total participation of the maternity of Our Lady, and that's hard to put into words. It's a deep mystical experience that maybe one day I'll be able to explain it better. But I do know that Our Lady needs to give birth to more daughters and more sons. And she needs to make this Carrie-san fly high in the firmament of this church and in the firmament of the world, which is in total coherence, like everything that she does, with the song at the beginning of the year. She has to put the constellation together, and I think it's time for that. So all of us have to be ready, all of us have to be actively engaged in bringing all that she desires to life. We have to be engaged in vocational work. Not only those who are doing the retreat, everybody has to be involved in the retreat. Everybody has to be fasting in prayer this weekend. We have to be praying for all that the Lord is doing. So many relationships that I know is the Lord expanding the charism. So many graces like never in I don't know how many years. I received so many texts from priests today giving me thanks for my maternity, and I'm not speaking about my sons. I'm speaking about priests that were present in the ordination, priests that were present in Father Jonathan's Mass, and the gesture of Father Jonathan. It's the first time that the Maniturgium is given to me in Miami. So that's a new phase too. It's the first time that priests in Miami saw up to what point my maternity for priests is real. And so today they've been sending me like big letters, giving me thanks. and so I said nothing of that is a coincidence. It's a new level of the universal maternity that the Lord has called me to have. Little details, like when I was speaking to the bishop from Colombia, a very humble bishop, but when he was introduced to me, the first thing that he said, give me a spiritual direction. And then I changed the topic, but there's little things. A lot of things have happened, like the meeting the nuncio and saying, your charism is an answer to what the church needs. That was said to us also in Lourdes by one bishop. And he said it publicly, the church needs you, the church needs you. So when I hear that, as a Foundress is like a canonical word, but as a mother of this charism, I know to die for others to have life, but I want others to have this life. And I want more sisters, because this is not for us, this is for the good of the church. And the vision of the butterfly, white, the purity of Our Lady, very determined, the way she was flying, very big butterfly, big, wide, high, with a deep movement, not the four movements of the love of God. And I know the Lord was saying, that's the way you have to fly. But if I fly that way, you fly with me. And you're never apart from me. You're within me. So, that's what I wanted to share. It's time to give much life. Not only in ministry, sisters, because I know you already give so much life in ministry. We will never be able to count the sand of life that we have given. But it's time to give a lot of life within the community and the family and the branches that the Lord wants, because after all, those will be the wings that will help us to fly. Okay. Amen.